Hi guys, Brian here, and welcome to another commentary video. And today, this one's going to be a little bit more of a pointed one. Today, we're going to be talking about how I feel like we are the reason that there is no true DBD competitor out there. And I think that overall, that attitude is like really toxic and a really poor attitude to have, and how we tend, although we seem to really want a true competitor, another true fun asymmetrical horror experience, we are the ones that are ruining it. Why? Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. So I've noticed this problem in the Dead by Daylight community that is pretty prominent in almost every single sphere of the community that I've ever been in, is that we seem all really starved for some sort of DBD competition, just some sort of, I wouldn't even say competition, but just some sort of DBD alternative. Like, even sometimes when I'm bored and I don't feel like DBD, I'll play some Friday the 13th, off stream, just because I'm feeling the horror killer survivor dynamic, but I'm not really feeling Dead by Daylight. And unfortunately, that game is getting no more updates, and will never, even though the lawsuit's been resolved. But people have been wanting an active game, like an active alternative for Dead by Daylight. But I feel like the attitude we take with these DBD alternatives is what kills them. Because here's the deal. So we all want a DBD alternative, right? We all want something else on the side, whether that be because we hate DBD and we feel like it is an unfair monopoly that kind of makes the game itself not as high quality as we wish it would be because they have the monopoly, or if it's simply just because we want something to play on the side when this game gets frustrating, because all in all, the game's still mostly fun. It's just the parts that are unfun are very unfun, and the ability to take a break and play something like vaguely similar in the genre, even if we're just taking like a short break just for like a day or two, like playing something else for like a day or two would be really nice, and to have that ability to do that would be great. So no matter which side of the fence you're on with that, we want something else besides DBD that's vaguely similar, something adjacent that's like it. However, we are the reason that that's not a thing. We are the reason that that cannot and does not exist. So the truth is, a lot of people in the Dead by Daylight community don't want an alternative. A lot of people in the Dead by Daylight community want a usurper. They want somebody to come in and take Behavior's creation out. They don't want it to be to run side by side with Dead by Daylight. They want it to take it out. And if the game in any way implies or seems like it's not going to be able to straight up combat or take out DBD, people give up on it immediately right away. People just want to just say, well, it doesn't look like it can actually do it, so we're just going to move on and hope for another one. And I think it's really disingenuous, because there's obviously, if DBD is bad the way you see it, you don't like DBD the way it is, wouldn't you want to see an alternative do different things or be wildly different in a way that you're like, I'm not sure how that would go? Because obviously what's going on in DBD is upsetting you. So wouldn't you want to see different things and not necessarily something similar or something that doesn't look immediately like something you're like, oh, I recognize that as a good thing? I would see something different and be excited for it, because if I'm looking for an alternative, or as some people do, somebody to defeat Dead by Daylight, I'd want to see different things. But people are really threatened by that, which is just really weird to me. And another thing I've noticed that people do with this is that they're kind of subtly brainwashed by Behavior. And I know that's a really intense statement to make, but it's true. Some people are just very brainwashed by this game and the love that they have for this game, or not even love, I guess, but just kind of a Stockholm syndrome kind of attachment to the game, that they get really crazily invested into this game. So when something shows up that may threaten that, even though they may not necessarily want to like DBD, they've spent so many hours and time in DBD that they just immediately turn on this thing. I've seen this over and over. I'll see a DBD streamer and they'll be playing Dead by Daylight, and they'll be dumping on the game the whole week that they're playing, week after week. They'll be dumping on every time they're playing the game. They're having mostly a bad time. They'll be talking crap about it the entire time. But when a competitor comes around, or something even vaguely similar, like a VHS or something like that comes around, they're really harsh and really suspicious about the new person on the block, the new game on the block. They're like, I'm not sure about that. I don't think that could actually, like, defeat behavior. I don't think that could actually, like, take down Dead by Daylight. Like, all of a sudden, despite the fact that this person had sat on this pedestal and talked how badly the game is for them and how much they hate the game, like, week after week, the moment a competitor comes around, they're like, talking almost out of behavior's corner, it seems like, you know? They're like, that doesn't seem as high quality as Dead by Daylight. That doesn't seem like I could get as many hours out of the game and excitement as I do in Dead by Daylight. And suddenly they find themselves, like, weirdly defending Dead by Daylight just because the competitor does not immediately have seemingly the same quality, the same art style, same whatever it happens to be as Dead by Daylight. And suddenly it, like, comes full circle and they're defending Dead by Daylight, even though they were just talking about how crappy the game was and how much they wish they had competitors. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like TLDR, I feel like our attitude that we have towards DBD alternatives / competitors is like, we really want it to topple DBD. It's not cool for a game to just sit on the side and be like its own thing that's really cool. It has to topple DBD, and if it can't do that, it shouldn't exist. And also, like, those of you who think you hate DBD, you might want to fact check yourself, because you may actually, like, be weirdly brainwashed to, like, be obsessed with this game and love it. You may be addicted to this game, because I see a lot of hostile responses that people have to DBD competitors, even though they vocally hate DBD, because they know if DBD falls, that, you know, that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars that they've spent in the game. that's hours that they pour in the game that goes away. And I feel like people get really defensive about that in a very, like, addictive, very, like, unhealthy way. So yeah, so I think it's best if we as a community call out that behavior and, like, step aside, because I feel like the only way we'll actually get a good DBD competitor or a DBD alternative is if we stop doing this me versus you thing and just kind of let the game exist as it does. I hope VHS is fun in ways that has nothing to do with Dead by Daylight. Like, I mean it. Like, I hope that it's a fun game that exists in its own little corner, that does mostly its own thing, and it's fun for its own reasons, and it has nothing to do with, like, it's side-by-side track with Dead by Daylight. And I hope we start treating games like that for what they are and how good they are, and not necessarily how adjacent they are to Dead by Daylight. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, friendos. Thank you for spending time with me on whatever day that you are watching this. If you liked this video, make sure you actually like it, because that's, you know, what gets more people to show up and hang out in the video, and we can have those wonderful conversations we have below. I do upload daily, so if you are not seeing that on your front page, it's probably because you're not subbed. Subbing isn't permanent, so you can take it away anytime. So if you are not seeing my videos, I do upload daily. Would help if I could speak. If I do upload daily, so the way to confirm that you're seeing those videos would be through subbing. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and if I don't see you in the next video, I'll see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye.